This week on Cars and Things Rest Days, we might play with Mako. Good morning guys, we're here at the Holden Bottom Walk. Welcome back to Cars and Things Rest Days. Well, it's been a little while. We haven't done much to Mako. I fired it up the other day and it's been a good, well, what are we in? We're in March. It probably hasn't been rain since January, but it's fired up straight away. It is a little bit rich still. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, so look, Scotty put a tune in it for some of that for us. It's only got 115 Ks on it. So he put a safe tune in it so we could take it to Summer Nats. It's pretty fat still. It's really rich on the cold start. We have a little bit of an issue with it fouling plugs on. If I give it any throttle at all before 80 degrees on the temperature, it starts fouling plugs, especially the back two. So I talked to Scotty yesterday. He's got a bit of an idea what we might do. It does, if I let it sit there and idle and let it get up to temperature to 90 degrees before I touch the throttle, it's fine. It'll be right. I can drive it. I have no issues. It just cannot touch the throttle until it gets up over 80 to 85 degrees or it starts fouling plugs. So especially the back two plugs which are back here. We're not sure. We believe we've got 9 injectors in it. We've got 8 all pointing each side. We've got 4 each side coming down there on both sides, and we've got 1 injector facing back, which we're thinking what we may do. We're not sure, but Scotty will elaborate more on that when I get it over to him at the dyno at Kappa Performance. We may even think or try and turning off that injector on the cold start, so we're only running less, even turning 2 injectors off at the rear, so it doesn't have as much fuel squirting to the back 2 cylinders, which may fix it. We don't know. It's something we've got to try. Okay, the next thing is we're having problems with is the electric water pump. It works fine when it's working, but we have a problem with the relay. I've pulled it all out here. I need to take that off. I will. But with the solid state relay, with the normal relay, which is that one just there, we have a problem with it when it's cold. Let's say 40 degrees. Haltech's, it's been set up in the Haltech to start ramping up the electric water pump. It slowly brings it up, and what it does with a normal relay, it can't control it, and what happens is it just buzzes. It's got power on and off because, well, it hasn't got the full voltage going to the trigger wire to that relay, and it buzzes. So what I have to do is I've got to pull that relay out until it gets to 60 degrees and then put it back in and start the water pump. Now there are a few issues with doing that. Look, it's okay for the short term, but you don't want to shock your engine with cold water going into it. It can cause dramas later on down the track. So we want to fix that, and one way we're going to fix that is by putting a solid state relay in it. And what I did when I was at Summer Nats, I bought this Kaizen relay from the guys from America. It was quite expensive. I think it was $140 Australian, but they gave me a discount. They gave it to me $130 and gave Mick a pair of glasses, sunnies. But this is the Kaizen relay. It looks pretty snazzy. If I can open it up, show you guys. What it is, it doesn't have the conventional type terminals on it. What it does is you just push your bare wire in there, you lift up these tabs, they lift up. If I can see if I can do it. A bit hard one-handed. It's a bit hard, I can't do it. But you lift these tabs up, you push the wire in, and then you lock the tab back down, and that's it, done and dusted. So, what that is going to allow us to do is, when I get it back over to Scotty's, I'll wire it all in, and Scotty's going to be able to jump into the ECU and configure which he has got a slight configuration in there at the moment for the for the water pump, but what he'll be able to do now is he'll be able to start it at, let's say, 30 degree. Well, he probably won't. Well, he can start it very slowly at 30 degrees and give it 10% maybe, and then as it gets hotter, he can bring the water pump up so it gets up to 90 degrees where it'll be at full speed. We might even bring it in at 60 or 70 degrees at full speed, I'm not sure. But that'll stop the relay from buzzing, and that'll work a lot better. So what I'm going to do is I've got to pull this relay block apart. I've got to pull the wires out of here. I've got to run them out of the side here, around and into that. And I was thinking about I might just put it right next to it and see how I go. All right. We'll get stuck into it. Rightio, okay, so as you see, I depinned our water pump relay. So here's our wires. That's our trigger wire from the Haltech ECU. That's our power wire from the fuses. And that's our feed wire to the water pump. I have still got that written on there, water pump. That's the water pump wire. So what I'm thinking, this actually goes up under the dash just like that. What I'm thinking about doing is we're going to drill a little hole here, put a rubber grommet through it, and I might extend these wires out and bring them straight out the side. And this is going to just, how am I going to put it? Yeah, it's just going to go on like that, up underneath there. No, I might put it like, no, we'll put it like that. Or would I put it like that? Now what I might do is I might bolt that to the side of there, like that. So I've got room there, and it'll be part of the relay block then. Yes, that's what we'll do. Alright, we'll keep knocking away out. Now I just had to lift up those, and I'll tell you what, if anyone's got any worries about these not holding the wires, don't. Mate, I had so much trouble trying to lift them up. I had to put a pair of pliers under them and get onto them and lift them up. They were that hard to get up. So let's plug it in. So I've got my red is power, and I've got red and black is my feed to the pump. So that one will go into there. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll try and turn it around a bit. So power is that one. Our feed to the water pump is that one. Them two get pushed in and in hard, and then we just lock them down, and they are solid. Now this ground, ground on a Haltech fuse box is pink, so I kept it as pink. The trouble is, it's a bit fat. I need to tighten it up a bit. Keeps fraying as I push it into the socket. So ground into that one. The only thing is, I don't know how to lift them up. That's the hard bit. How do they come up? I'm not sure about that, and I don't. You would have thought they would have been the same sort of terminal, but they're not. So whether I push it in and then push that down, I'm not sure. But how would you get it back out? So there's a high and low output on here, and we believe it is the low one, the high one it's got to go into, because it's being Haltech. Scotty is checking with Haltech for me. It does say on the program, pros and cons. One of the cons was you get sore fingers. You'll get a sore finger trying to push it through, and they're not wrong. Probably got too fat earth wire. That's probably why what's going on here. I hope it's still going to go through the... I'm going to have to go and fucking look at this. I don't understand how it locks in there. The other side are easy, unless when these are up. They are up, are they? Oh, fucked if I know. Might have to go read some instructions. I might have to change my earth wire, guys. She's a bit too big. I thought going bigger would be better, but obviously it's not. Alrighty, guys, we're back. This one had Mako, and did a little bit of research. And I'll tell you what, if you ever want to know anything, jump onto YouTube, because YouTube tells you anything. YouTube is good. So, all we have to do, we lift those up to push the positive and the feed wire in, and you click them down, they lock. These, you just push the wire in, you push them down, and then release them. As easy as that, apparently. So let's give that a go. So feed wire positive goes in to, give them a bit of a twist. So again, my red one is my feed wire, my power wire. If I can see, got to go through there. Push it in and click that down. Red with black is my water pump wire. Push that in, click. Now I have my pink wire, which I've changed to a smaller wire, the same as the trigger wire, and it should push in, no worries this time. So we're going to push the trigger wire into the high side, which I can change to low if I need to later on. So we push the button down, push it all the way in, and do the same with our earth, our ground. They don't like calling it earth, they want to call it ground and stuff like that. That's probably the difference between a mechanic and a technician. A mechanic will call it an earth, and a technician will call it a ground. Push that all the way in. That's hard locked in. That one's not locked. What the hell's going on there? Well, the pink one locked in, no worries. It's like it's the wire's too small, but that's the size wire that comes from the Heltec, and that's what they reckon to use. Unless it's going over top of it. It can't be easy, can it? It's supposed to be easy as, so they say. Easy as. No tools required. Always fucking something. Ah, there we go. Now it's in. Wasn't pushing it in far enough, guys. Actually, I might even give it a little bit more. That one went in heaps further. Alright, that's good. That's in. Beautiful. So, right now, it does have two LED lights on the top of it, and it has a power button that you can press, which would make the water pump go. We'll put it all back together and we'll see if it worked, eh? Guys, something strange happened. I turned the ignition on and it powered up and the water pump started going all the time. There, you can hear it going now. Now it won't turn off. And I haven't even got the trigger wire hooked up to it. That's very strange. I just pushed the start on off button. Okay. Righto. Okay, I have the relay hooked up. There it is on the side of the box. I've got to put the back cover on it. Wires are all connected. But problem, there's still an issue with it, because when I turn the key on, the pump just starts running all the time and doesn't stop until I disconnect the battery. I can't get it to stop, so there's something going on there. I've wired it up how they said, but talking to Scotty from Kappa, and he said there was something else going on them, so we might even have to look into it. But anyway, I'll show you, because what I've got is Scott sent me a new tune to put in it. Let's just, you can see that one glowing light down there. There we go. So fuel pump works, and we can, all we can hear is that the water pump just going all the time, and it shouldn't be going. It shouldn't start running until it gets to 40 degrees. But we'll have to just see what's going on here. So we're just loading up this, and I'll show you what's going on with it in a second. Alright, so sorry, alright, there it is. That's the electric water pump there. Scott set it all up for me. It's supposed to come on at 60 degrees and it's running all the time. Okay, so we've changed that, so I'm going to load a new one into it. So give me a minute. Okay. File, import and upload. Oh no, hang on, done it wrong. Oh no, what's it doing? No. Here we go, we're going to choose the map. So here's our Mako maps. Okay, at the minute we have that one there in it. That's Scotty's that he set up for me for summer nats. Now this is Scott's that I have altered. I altered it to what he's told me to do with a bit of help from Heltac. And it's going to tell me what do I want to upload. I want to upload all. So that will now transfer everything back into the ECU. Let's do that. Why the water pump's humming away there. I probably disconnected it probably. Let's stop. So now that will load up our new one, which you can see that's the new one there. Supposed to start very slowly. So what it's doing, it's telling me I've got to reset everything. That just resets everything. Okay, so that should be the new map in it. Now also what I also have done, let me show you. I'll go up here to, is it in there? It's in fueling, I think. Where is it? Can't remember now. Hang on, I'll find it. It's in corrections. Here it is. So what we've done is the cold start issue we have. We talked to Heltac, and what they've done is they've sent this back to us, and this is the new map for number 8 and number 9 injector, which show when it's at 0, it's not going to open that injector. It's going to restrict it from injecting any fuel, because what's happening is we're getting too much fuel to the back 2 cylinders on cold startup, and it's fouling those 2 plugs. So alright, that's in there now. Let me fire it up and see what it does. Right, let's start it up and see what it does, eh? Well, it starts and runs. Alright, time to ring Scotty. What have we got? 61, 62 degrees. She's coming up. It's coming up in our graph. I just talked to Scotty. We changed the graph. We changed the top line to manifold pressure. So when I drive it, it won't worry it. So we're sitting at 64 degrees. It's slowly bringing the injector in. At this stage, it seems to be working pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I wanted to get to 80 and the injector to be fully open and working, and then I'll let it cool down and I'll pull the rear plugs, and we'll see what they look like. See if they look like the other ones, because they were absolutely pitch black before and fouling up because it's just getting way too much fuel at the back of the blower, which is running down the back of the intake manifold. So we're at 71 degrees at the minute. Sounding okay. So should go to 80 and should turn that injector fully on now. Yep, and see me AFR started fluctuating a little bit. It will correct itself because it'll be sniffing it, but I did see it drop into the 12s because it would have opened that injector fully, and that should be all running as it should do now at 80 degrees. Let's give it a stab. Woo! Don't you love that? I love that sound. I reckon Scotty's on the money. I reckon he's got it. Alrighty, alrighty. So I think we're there. So anyway, that's probably going to do it for this video. Let me turn this thing on. Righto. That's a quick little update on what's going on with the Mako. Now, I think about a couple of weeks, we're taking over Scotty's and we're going to put it on the dyno. Just a few little things. I might just go back through this with you guys. What we've done is, as you can see there, that's cylinder 8, and I've leaned that cylinder 8, I've turned it off, so it doesn't work at all until it gets to 50 degrees, and then it comes in. I may even change this. I may even make that 90 and bring this down, so that might be a bit much, I don't know. It seemed to take a bit, but anyway, it's something we can play with. It's definitely better anyway. So we've changed that. Also, what we've done is I've come down here. Where is it in my engine functions and electric water pump duty cycle? So we've turned it on, so the water pump turns on. It comes on when I start the car at 0 degrees up to 30 degrees. It'll only run at 20%, then 50%, then 80, and then 100% when it gets up to 90. So then it's really flowing through. So what it does is it just allows the engine to warm up quicker. So that's what else we've done. That's all I've done until I get it to the dyno. All right. Righto, so just an update. Next week on the 29th, I think it is, we're heading back over to see Scotty at Kappa, chuck her back on the dyno and see if we can get this cold start set up, sorted, get a really nice tune in it, get it to run nice and sweet. We've also going to try and get our blower surge into it. I've still got to hook up our map switch, which I'll be putting this in the car somewhere, but for the minute I'll probably just wire it in just to see if it's going to work. We'll put this switch in it so we can turn it on, power up a new map, and hopefully it'll make it surge. We'll see how we go. Something we want to do. Something else I'm going to do, if you remember back, originally when I built Mako, we had a stock standard LS1 engine in it, and we decided we didn't want to have a stock engine in it because we threw our leg out, so we built it. So back originally when I built this, it was just all show, didn't really care about much go, just wanted to turn the tyres. So we just built it with a stock bottom end. Now, as you can see, it is a Joe Blow accessory pack, blower pack, 871 BDS from Joe Blow Speed Shop. Top bloke Joe was really helpful. Thank you again, Joe. And we said to him, it's an LS1, I don't want it off its head with boost, I want it just to be reliable. And he said, no worries, we'll set you up with pulleys to anywhere between 8 to 10 psi. So that's what he's done. So he set us up with a bottom pulley of 43 and a top pulley of 58. I'm pretty sure it says on it somewhere, just there. Can we get into there? So it's a 58 top pulley, which what that does, it just slows the supercharger down, so we don't create too much boost and end up detonate the engine. So because it was a stock engine, we opted to go that way. But because we had our little failure and we ended up building the engine, putting scat rods, JE forged pistons in it. We put LS7 lifters in it. You can actually go back and watch the build if you want to. So it's got upgraded trunnions. It's got the Holden Motorsport cam kit, or the cam train through it. So it's got good push rods, new springs in the head and everything, and we got Dyno to port the heads on it, so it should be able to put out a bit of power. I got no idea what sort of power it'll put out. Scotty believes it's probably the motor's probably anywhere good, maybe up to 1200 horsepower. This motor won't make 1200 horsepower with this blower on it. Joe reckons it could be around 800. Anyway, who knows? It won't with these pulleys. So what I've done is, because it's a little bit of a stronger engine now, hopefully, fingers crossed, I've gone and purchased another pulley. So I've got another top pulley. Sorry, mate, let's just watch, see. So we've got a third 53, so we're going to go from 58 to 53. I did want to go to a 52, but no one had a 52, so we went to a 53, which is probably better for the size belt that I've got on it, because as if you can see, there's only just a little bit more tension on the belt. Hopefully it will be fine with this pulley and it'll adjust up, which might actually give us a bit more grace between our bottom radiator hose and our belt. You can see it slaps on it. I put two clamps on it so the belt hits the clamps and not the hose. But that worked. It worked while we're at Summer Nats anyway. I need to come up with something better there. So there's our new pulley. Get him out. So there's our new pulley, our 53. And as you can see, I'll put it up there so we can sort of see what it is. Definitely smaller, and hopefully it'll turn that blower a bit faster and harder and give us a bit more boost. Just remember, we are only on 98. We're not on ethanol or E85 or anything as of yet. So at this time, I was talking to Maggie with Hater burnout car, and he said don't go too crazy with it, mate, when you're just on 98 fuel. That's probably good enough, but if you want to go to E85 or put it on methanol, we can start changing it up and giving it some more boost. Alright, so we're going to pull this one off and we're going to stick this 53 on it and see what it looks like. Righto guys, I just swapped the pulley over. Sorry I didn't film it, well I did film it. I put it on hyperlapse, but I forgot to press the record button. Stupid me. But it's just straightforward. I just took the old pulley off and new one on, adjusted the belt up, don't want it too tight. And I've got my own little Allen key I've made up, short stubby one to get into the adjuster tool or adjuster bolt. That's beautiful. That stays in the glove box. Alright, should be right. Didn't give us much more clearance down here, really. No, she'll be right. See what happens. Alright, there she is. I was just going to show you. So I didn't really pull it out from there much. It maybe a mil. It'll still slap on it. But you know what, it's just slapping and it's hitting those two hose clamps, and it's not really wearing the rubber hose out. So that's all I want it to do. I've got to come up with a better solution. I did see on Maggie's boys' car they had a aluminium elbow welded to that, which I might have to do. See how we go. Alrighty, there we are. Got the big 53 on it. Hopefully we can bump it up to 12 psi. That'd be great. Even 15. I think I'll go with 15. Anywhere from 10 to 12 will be good. See what happens. That's probably going to do it for this quick little video on Mako. And that'll do. I'll get this relay box all mounted back up, and we'll get it over to Scotty in the next few weeks. Get it on the dyno, and we'll get it tuned. And I want him to put the see if we can get a blower surge happening in it. So when I go to a show or something, I can hit a button and it'll just go whoom, whoom, like they do, the big methanol ones do. I want something like that. So we'll see how we go. All right, until we see you next time, thanks for coming along watching. If you haven't subscribed, please jump on and subscribe, hit the bell, share with your friends, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. Okay guys, just a reminder about the 5,000th subscriber draw. I'll show you. We are when we reach 5,000 subscribers, we're going to go in and do a random draw to all the subscribers, and you're going to, there's two prizes up. First prize will be this scan tool, which is the SC530 scan tool, t-shirt, hat, stubby holder, sticker, and a hoodie of the person's size. And second prize will be the OBD2 scan or code reader and a t-shirt of their size. So if you haven't subscribed, please jump on and subscribe and go in and draw to win one of those once we reach 5,000 subscribers. Thanks for coming along. Make sure you jump on and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.